no brakes.
And we just sold a couple of go-karts and stuff, and we got this KTM in. I'm a big, I don't want to say I'm a KTM guy, but I've had about 5 KTMs in my life. I like KTMs. I kind of like it. It's a 250 2014 XC. 250 XC. So, yeah, Brembo brakes. Just kind of go around it and let you take it in a little bit. Just picked it up. I only rode it around at the guy's house, and the pipe is all bent up. He used it for some woods racing. I like off-road racing. I don't know about KTM as a company. I've never rode for the company or anything, but the dirt bikes, I definitely like the dirt bikes. The bottom ends are pretty robust. They're pretty stout. I've rebuilt 2 of the bottom ends at about 400 hours for the first 2 I've ever rebuilt, and they both looked just about brand new. Now I only rebuild the bottom ends at like 500-600 hours. This has 300 hours on it, and it has the head's been gone through a couple times now, but it has a new head on it. Tubeless back tire. I like a tubeless back tire, so that worked out good. I might end up holding on to this for a while. Like I said, I'm kind of a KTM guy, and I've got enough KTM parts laying around here to probably build another bike, except for a motor. So I'll go through my parts lot and see what we have for this bike. I've had a couple 200s and 250s. I like the 200, the 150s. 200s and 250s, some of my favorite bikes on earth. I like Yamahas and Hondas also, but it's got this tall boy, sick ass seat on it. Of course, I'm a short guy, so I'll have to use my short motocross seat. I like a minimal seat. I don't like any cushion or comfort as far as seat goes. I need some new radiators at some point, and I think I have a pipe laying around. I like to run the FMF Gnarlies. We usually have some FMF pipes on the shelf. It's starting to have a counter seal or counter shaft seal leak right there. You can tell. I don't know if you can see on camera, but I usually have a couple of those seals in stock, so we'll get that swapped out. It's pretty sweet. I love the KTMs. Krug's likes KTMs. We have some hand guards. I usually run some bark busters or some kind of knuckle guards or hand guards. We're usually doing a lot of off-roading and slamming our bikes down. I run a skid plate and a pipe guard. So we're usually slamming pretty hard. A lot of people say that the necks on this are like a design flaw or whatnot because they crack if you do a lot of slamming on these. I've had, out of the 6 KTMs, I've had 2 of these necks that were broken. I think they're a little bit more robust in this model, but some of the old ones, I've had 2 of these necks crack, and they have collars that they make for those now. I'll let you wrap around those. I think Tusk, maybe Moose or something, makes a collar for that. But we're getting a whole force skid plate or a bash plate. It's going to cover all this, and we're going to put a new pipe on it. Here's the KTM 250 XC. I'm only 5'8", So KTMs are just a little bit on the taller side as they are. So I usually keep a lower profile seat. I have a low seat back in the woodshed. Hopefully the mice haven't got to it. We live out in the country and we get some field mice, and they like to dig at foam. And this is one of those tall, sick ass seats. So I usually keep an extra FMF Gnarly. I like to run the Gnarly on the KTMs because I run a separate skid plate and pipe guard. But now we're gonna get a Force bash plate with a pipe guard integrated. It's all built in to the skid plate. So that's coming in. We're gonna run back to the woodshed real fast and see if this seat hasn't been eaten up by mice. Over here. Back there's a building. We have a building over here. Look at the woodshed, but it's just an old beater shed. We usually keep some like oddball race tires, some golf cart tires or something in here. We have cameras everywhere, so you can't come over here and steal anything. We got old mufflers, radiators, all kinds of chains, tires. Helmets. See, like way, but tell me if you know what that is in the comments. Here's my seat. Get my old seat out of retirement for the old short guys. I think this is for a 250 300. Yeah. It's 250 SX. This right here is the difference between a short guy and a tall guy. That's like paper thin. Helmet's had a signature from like Malcolm Stewart or something, but it wore off. Kept using the helmet like the rain. Look at the Force bash plate. Force is a company. Force Accessories is a company over in Australia. Riders, they're experienced, so they make stuff up. Like for a bash plate in America, you can't get a bash plate for different pipes. So over there at Force, you can get a bash plate for your KTM with your FMF, like a fatty or a gnarly that's on there. That should fit on there, no problem. Came off a 250 KTM toolkit. On there. This is so heavy too. This weighs nothing. It's a lot lighter. Sweet. See Loctite. Smells like spicy peppers. Or like some kind of, I don't know, spicy seasoning. It's way different. Holy cow. Much better. Sweet. Alright.
We had an extra kickstand laying around here, so we're gonna just see if this works for it.
We'll put a link to the kickstands. They usually, the 200s and the 250s, 300s, they usually will work all the same on different bikes.
This is an old
Well,
kickstand.
don't really like the color, but It's aluminum and it's cheap. We go through some of these. They're cheap, so we don't want to spend like $200-300 on one and break it. So got buy a couple of them at 30, 40, 50 bucks a piece.
Yeah.
So it should, if it works, go right here. Yeah. Good.
Sweet.
So we'll put a link to the kickstand or the side stand in the description, so you can see this piece. Just presses in here, and this will be your main bolt. This slips on. I use Loctite in all my bolts, so we're going to use some Loctite on that. And then this one is for your spring. Just goes right inside here with this little spacer. So, and that thing. Trying to do this with one hand here. My dog is wanting to play. You can see right here, sometimes this little indentation doesn't quite 100% line up with this, but it'll work its way in there. It's not a big deal. I mean, if you get a scratch on your kickstand, you shouldn't be riding probably in here if you're that worried about it. Hook up, or my spring up first, and then hook on your spring to that, and you just pull down. I'll do this with two hands though. So this bike did not have a kickstand. The guy before me, he took off the starter and the kickstand, the battery and all that stuff for weight reduction. So this is the new kickstand. When you get this, just put some lithium grease or some kind of silicone or something when you're assembling this. There's some O-rings on the inside of the barrel on this, or on the outside of this barrel. So it works good now. This has aftermarket plastics, so we will drill a hole right here for the rubber holder. I have a couple of these from my old bikes, and the aftermarket plastic did not have the hole there, so that's all you do is just drill a hole right there where that cutout is, and then just push it down through the top. Perfect. Good. That'll do for a little while until it breaks off or something. Delivery day is always fun.